Hi guys, welcome to Talking Strongman. Today's guest is a new strongman sensation from Estonia, Ervin Toots. It's a pleasure to have you on, Ervin. How's things?
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. It's good. Everything's fine.
I'm good. I'm glad to hear it. I know obviously you've just had World's Strongest Man. Didn't go how you wanted, but before we talk about Worlds, the first, I mean, I've seen you doing a few contests over the last couple of years, but the real kind of eye opener was Europe's Strongest Man this year. And am I correct in thinking you were sort of called up to do that like just a few days before?
Yes, it was, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, and Colin wrote to me, and his actual words were that, Ervin, do you want to be the new King of Europe? Come to England in Friday.
I can picture Colin saying it.
Okay, I will come. No training, no knowing about the events, no nothing. I just went.
Did you, I mean, had you been training? Obviously, a lot of guys had struggled to train during lockdown and, were you able to train anywhere, or was it literally just you were out of shape and you just thought, I'm going to come and do my best?
No, for us, it's the lockdown for gyms maybe lasted for like 3 months. That's it.
Okay.
At the beginning of the year. And back then, we have like our own special place that we can train strongman stuff. But yeah, gyms were open in Estonia. So it wasn't that I was out of shape, but the exactly same day when Colin wrote to me, I just finished a heavy shoulder workout. The day before, I did very heavy deadlift.
So no deload or anything like that? And
no, nothing.
But you did really well at Europe's.
I think I could have done better because, some events were like Hercules. So it was new for me. I've never done it before. Like I took the unders, I was like going back and forth here and there. How do you do that? I was like, So a lot of the events were because I didn't have the right experience,
Yeah,
I do feel I could have done better, but yeah, coming from training, not one day for the competition, I think I did okay.
I think you did fabulous because also this, I don't know if this is true or not. This is, someone told me this, but your journey just to get over to the UK was quite difficult. It wasn't just like a direct, quick journey, was it? You had to go all over the place.
No, it took me like 20 hours to get there.
So 20 hours from Estonia, which is normally what, 3 hours on a flight?
Yeah, but because, it was such a short notice, the flights weren't like direct and so on. So I had to go to one place to another place. And yeah, also coming back from England, my flight got cancelled. I had to get new one and waited a long time. So yeah, it was a full journey.
Wow, that's stressful.
But, it was worth it, be able to compete at this level with people, I look up to, like Adam Bishop, Graham Mix, and, it was great experience.
Yeah. Well, what was your favorite event at Europe? Because it was quite a lot. They did 8 events, I believe, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a lot. Well, my favorite always is loading events. I'm a little ego for me, but I'm quite good at them.
If you're good, you tell us, man. It's good.
I think Adam beat me by 1 second, actually. I was second in that.
Adam's pretty good at loading too, to be fair.
Yeah, he's cake throwing I like, and Tinny Stone Walk or Nicole Stone or what were they called. That was really crazy, but that was so cool. Yeah. I have all these kind of weights in my hand with these rings, but never to walk with them.
Sure.
So it was a cool competition.
How far did you go with the nickel stones?
Around 10 meters or something. I got 4th place in that, I think.
They're really awkward. I think as soon as you lift them, they just start whacking into your legs. And
yeah, it's not so much of holding it. You can like tolerate the pain, but just to walk with them, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's not the same as like a farmer's walk, is it? It's very different.
Of course, because the both stones are different. They're like a different size, and of course we did it on grass. It's not on like a pavement. So yeah, that made it very difficult, but it was a fun event. Nobody knew how to do it. Nobody was like, wow, we just went along with it.
So you got this opportunity to come to Europe. So you placed 3rd at Europe's Strongest Man,
yes.
And then you're invited to World's Strongest Man. It's been an interesting year, obviously. Why don't you take us back to the start? Because I mean, we were talking beforehand, and you've got an interesting story. I think often when I'm talking to newer athletes, it's always fun talking about kind of, the people that have inspired them. But I think you've got a really inspirational story. So I want you to kind of tell everyone, because you were saying to me, you were told 10 years ago you'd never be able to do any lifting at all. You'd suffered with, you had cancer.
Yes, it was exactly 10 years ago. Well, a few months past, it was July, 10 years back. I felt something weird in my stomach. I went to the doctors. I was actually planning to go to the gym anyway. All my bag was full. My favorite day back then was arm day, so biceps and triceps, yes. And we just make a quick visit and then head off to the gym. And I went there. Doctor did some examinations on me, quickly sent me to ultrasound. Hurry, you have to go. Then I was, oh my God, what's going on now? And when I got back to his office, then he told me the news that I'm sorry, but you got cancer and there's no way it's a good one. It's definitely bad when we have to operate and we have to do it now. To get that news.
How old were you at the time?
Anything. I was 20 years old at that time.
Wow. That's...
Yeah, it was a lot to take in. I remember I went outside from the hospital and I just broke down,
Sure.
Like your whole life is suddenly over, like you don't know what to do anymore. I remember I called my family, I told them the story that what had happened, just told them that, what, just come pick me up and take me home, like I don't want to think about it anymore. We were driving towards my home and I had some time to think about it and my family is very old fighters.
Yeah.
Like I lost my father in a very early age and my mother didn't take any vacation day for 10 years. She just raised us and put us from a small apartment to a big house. And we were all very fighting spirits inside us. And during that drive to my home, I was thinking that, I'm not going to let this thing beat me. That's it, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Just a regular cold. And I told my brother, I think at the moment, or my mother, I don't remember, that stop please and take me to the gym. And she stopped, turned around and took me to the gym and I did my arm workout. But anyway, it was a crazy period because at the moment it wasn't so bad because I got the operation, everything was okay. They told me that now I have to wait for radiation because they only do that for one specific part of your body and not like chemotherapy that involves everything.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that, but it didn't come. And at some point I got the call from another doctor. And he said that all the doctors from this hospital put the race together and basically we looked at your operation material and the doctor who did the operation, he did it wrong. He got you wrong. And now your entire body is full with cancer cells.
Oh my God.
And you have to do the harshest chemotherapy that there ever is, and you have to come in now. I said, oh my God, how is this? This is what the second biggest shock in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there, I got the chemo. The doctor said, sorry, it's going to destroy everything, your bones, your ligaments, your muscles, you can't train anymore. Forget about the gym, that's it for you. But again, I got my barbell, I got my dumbbells, each day I worked out for maybe 3 hours at some point I couldn't move my legs because they were so sore and so painful from the chemo.
Yeah.
But I was just sitting at my bed and just working the biceps and triceps and everything. And
this is after being told you shouldn't be doing anything, yeah?
Yeah. 6 months went by and during that time, I got another surgery and 6 months went by and then the same doctors came together and they called me that, hey, Ervin, good news. We figured out that the first doctor actually did everything right and you're okay. I said, how is this possible? Are you kidding me?
Jesus, that's crazy to make these kind of mistakes.
No, the year 2010 was unbelievable for me. It was, But you know what? It changed my life, At that point, you realize that how short life really is.
Sure.
Actually, at that time, I think I was going to university for my 3rd year. I quit that. I said, you know what? I don't want to study that. I don't want to become that guy. And I went to do absolutely something else that I want to do, that I want to focus on, and I started doing more sports and more stuff like that. And yeah, eventually here I am.
I guess if you experience something like that, it really, and you can get over it, it gives you that, you know, determination that you can do anything. And, you know, you're not going to let the little things, because a lot of people let little things affect them too much. You know, I see people, there's, oh, it's hurting in the gym today, I'm not going to come back. You know, when you go through something like that, that's a real serious problem, it makes you realize what's important. And then, you know, if you can overcome something like cancer and, you know, get yourself into the position you are now, it shows people what the human body is capable of.
Yeah, you know, you just, you know, never give up, you know, with cancer or whatever. I make my own life, you know, nothing gonna break me. That's the final word of it, you know. I make my destiny. That's it. No, some stupid virus or some cancerous disease or something. No, I'm not gonna let that happen anymore.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's the mindset I had now.
So when did you get into, I mean, you were training back then. How did your training kind of develop from, you said you were training just in your bedroom?
Yeah, I was actually pursuing to be a Mr. Olympia in bodybuilding.
I can see you got the good shoulders on you still now. You're looking pretty good in the screen there.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to be this bodybuilding star and to be on Mr. Olympia stage. That was my dream. But, you know, it's funny because over 10 years ago when I started training, the first video I ever watched, I think it's up on YouTube still, was if you type in strongest man ever lived, it's a video about Bill Gassmeyer.
Yeah.
And that's the video that motivated me to go to the gym. And I did bodybuilding fitness for like maybe 10 years or something like that. And 2018, somewhere, basically two years and a few months ago, I went to the Strongman training. I figured, okay, I will try this log press. And I did 140 kilos for 2 reps. I think easy. I was okay. Let's do deadlift. I did 300 kilo deadlift for nothing. Then 150 farmers, I walked back and straight for some distance also, and they were like, you have to do this sport, you know, please start doing it. But, you know, I was like, my abs were like out, I was ripped, I was doing fitness. So I remember 2 years ago, my second strongman training, we did sandbag runs. And as soon as I picked one up, I started going, my bicep popped.
Oh.
Because, I was so dry, you know, I wasn't fit to do this kind of sport. And then 1 month later, another one.
So you did both of them within a month?
Yeah, both of them.
Wow.
Actually, the first competition I ever did in Estonia, I was thinking, okay, like maybe they are okay. I was doing log lift and somehow it went again. I just took like duct tape, you know, and then pressed the whole together and wrapped it around.
Duct tape your bicep.
Yeah.
That's proper hardcore.
Yeah. And back then, you know, I was like, okay, I think my bodybuilding career is over now. You know, both my biceps are like tore down. And I think I trained strongman for 4 months. Then I went to the official strongman games, European Championships in Ireland, Belfast there was. And, you know, all of a sudden, Bill Gassmeyer is there, Darren, Colin, everybody's there, you know. I remember I was so afraid to ask Bill Gassmeyer to take a photo with me. So in my mind, I was thinking, you know what, Ervin, you have to win this because then you can take a photo with him.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a tough competition, but first place went to fellow countryman Laurence Shahlaei. I got second place and third place went to the, you know, unfortunately, it's not with us anymore, but Aaron Page got third place. Yeah. I don't know, after that competition, I was like, yeah, I think this is sport for me, you know.
Yeah. So were you training with Rauno then, or just on your own?
No, I was training with him. He was showing me like all the techniques and how to do things. And, you know, it's kind of, this sport is kind of like, you can do it alone, but it's best if you have somebody to train with. You know, you get this kind of like competitive edge and, you know, maybe like, but yeah.
Well, Rauno's got so much experience. He's been doing it for so long. You know, he's competed so many times. It must be he must be a good person to learn from and to help fast track that progress, because I mean, it was basically your first competition was the official Strongman European qualifier.
Yeah, well, I did one in Estonia, but you know, it was a small one. But yeah, 4 months into training, I did the official one, and yeah, I got second place there. If I could have got first place, if Rauno would have came, then I would be invited to Giants Live.
Wow, that's I mean, it's unusual for someone like Rauno to turn up to a show like that, because it is more about the guys that aren't as established. Rauno obviously has competed at the Arnolds. He's been all over the world. He's done he's been at World's Strongest Man before. So it must have been. I mean, competing against him, how good he is. Did you think you had a chance of beating him?
Back then, no, but today I don't know actually, because
today is getting better now. You're getting your confidence is growing. It's good.
It is, because after that competition, the following year, I did maybe like 25 shows in 1 year, because I figured that I need the experience. I want to get as much experience as I can, because I went to every weekend in summer. I drove to Finland, Latvia, Lithuania. Savitskas hosted competition, called me, invited me, and I went to every place. I didn't train a lot, just to get the experience, just to meet new people and stuff like that. And the next year I focused on that. And by the end of the year, I got invited to the Champions League. I did few shows there. Then I got podium place in Champions League, and it kind of just took off from there.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So did you win any of the Champions Leagues? I know you got on the podium. I can't remember if you won any or not.
No, I got podium. Then at the beginning of this year, I was invited to the Norway Champions League. I wanted to win that, but again, 5 days before I went there, I tore my quad. Oh. But I still went there. I wrapped it around that, whatever. But I actually won the deadlift. I went there.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the mentality you guys have to just kind of keep pushing and pushing. It's, I mean, it is needed in Strong. You need to be a little bit crazy.
But the second event was the pole push, and my triceps broke. I think it was because it's, in Norway it was so cold. It was ice and snow everywhere. We waited a few hours to get started, and I just wasn't warm enough. Anyway, I had to drop out of the competition. So yeah, that really bummed me out. And then, the lockdown came.
Yeah.
And after that, I got to do one show in Lithuania that Vidas Plekaitis hosted. That many international athletes were there. I won that. 1 week later, there was Estonian Championships. I won that. And then a few weeks went on. Then Colin wrote to me that first time that Ervin, are you ready to go 8-to-8 with leeches? Okay, let's do it. And the thing actually came to European Championships, and actually my goal was if I get top 3, then I'm also invited to next year's World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
So it kind of played very well for me.
In less than 2.5 years doing Strongman, you've won your national title, you've competed and podiumed at Europe's Strongest Man, you've won a few internationals, and you've been to World's Strongest Man.
Yes, I was actually planning, and I actually, thanks to Rauno, actually, I got invited to the Arnold Brazil also.
Yeah.
It was the beginning of this year in April, I think, but everything happened and it all got cancelled. So yeah, next year my big goal is to do that also. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, many great shows are look forward to, because I'm also invited to the WUS that they're hosting a new show, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just I have to get my legs healthy again.
How is that? I've obviously went to Worlds this year. You picked up an injury on the squat, was it? How's that feeling now?
The injury from squat wasn't very bad, because I've torn my leg before. It's just a muscle there, and it will heal up. But the more troubling for me is that 1 month before, in the beginning of October, I tore my ACL on my knee. And, I basically had to relearn how to walk stairs, how to do everything. As of this point, I went to the doctor after World's Strongest Man, and I said, you know what? I went to the words. I put all the pressure on my healthy leg. It couldn't take it. It broke. We have to do something about this knee, operate it, whatever, get it fixed. And he actually said he took my knee and he tried to move it. He said, well, normally with this kind of injury, the knee moves a lot, but for me, it doesn't at all. He said, your muscle is so strong that it holds everything together. So he just told me that we need to do a lot of physiotherapy, a lot of treatment, a lot of training, and yeah, we're gonna get it 100% back again in no time. So yeah, that's my main goal now.
So you're just focusing on rehab right now. Get yourself fit and healthy, and then a big 2021.
Yeah, because there's always something for me, because every show I went to, always something happens. I tear a little hair or something happens, or I'm not, like in Europe, I'm not 100%. I just want to be, full ready for the next competition. Next year's First Strongest Man, no doubt I have no pressure in my mind that, I'm hurting here and this thing is injured. No, I want to go there with full confidence. I'm going to do it. I'm going to win it. I'm going to dominate it.
I think it's good to take those opportunities when you're on your way up. So like, stepping into Europe's last minute, it gets you seen. Suddenly you come on third on the podium, you show people what you're capable of. Now you're in a position where people know you, they're like, oh, Ervin Toots is really good. We need to see him in these comps. You're going to get the early invites. And now you can be a bit, smarter, take your time, pick your shows and really get yourself peaking for the big shows like the, Martin's Lissis, the top guys do. They pick and choose those shows. It's important just because yourself. I know better than most. If you're competing regularly in this sport, particularly, it's just going to beat you up. It's muscle tear after injury. So it is important to be smart now.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone to the World's Strongest Man, but when I got to the invitation, I was like, no matter what, I'm going there.
I totally agree.
Yeah, and after my quad broke on the squat lift, I was hurt inside. Not for me, but all the people that maybe had like this belief in me that he's going to do good like here also. I kind of felt that I'm letting some people down now, and that made me sad actually, because I wanted to show the people, I wanted to show my supporters that I'm coming, I'm showing, I'm going to dominate and everything, but it all went down. But it was tough for a few next days to watch the rest of the competition, but all the athletes are great. They're very friendly, so I figured I'm here. I'm going to do as much as possible. So I helped all the other athletes, whatever they needed, and be there and supported them. And just took the experience that I saw, whatever, and just kind of take it in. And basically, it was a huge motivating thing for me for the next year, But I was hurt inside,
I'm sure. I think I don't care who you are. If you get invited to World's Strongest Man, you're going to try and go. You're going to do everything you can, particularly your first World's Strongest Man. You want to get there. I remember young me, first time I went to World's Strongest Man, there was no way. I actually quit a job to go to World's Strongest Man because my work wouldn't let me have the time off. So I just quit. And I was like, I'm going to this because, like yourself, when you've been working so hard towards a goal, you're not going to let anything get in your way, even if you're not 100%. But going to Worlds, do you feel being around the athletes and seeing what World's Strongest Man's like, do you think just the fact that you went, even though I know you didn't perform how you wanted to, were you able to take kind of positive experiences from it going forward for next year? Like you've got some experience of what that show's like now and how you'd prepare differently in the future.
Yeah, I know what I need to get stronger at. I know what events I need to train more. And but overall, I got so positive effect from it. Again, all the athletes, JF, Brian, all the people they were so nice, so friendly. We got along so nicely. We hang out together. It was just this camaraderie, or how to say it, like this all friendship that was there. Like I think that was the best experience that yeah, I was a little bit nervous going to the show, all the big stars and everything there. But you know, they kind of took me in very well, and oh, Ervin, you're a great guy and stuff like that. And yeah, made me feel very good and very fine. You know, this is the place where I belong, and yeah, you just need to train harder. But you know, with the squat lift, there was actually, like I said earlier, I was warming up with 290 kilos, I think, and I did few reps with it, and I was like, you know what, man, something is off. You know, you have this inner voice that tells you something is very off. And I was actually thinking that, okay, Ervin, if you skip this event, the next one is loading, you're very good at that. Then log press, I know I won't beat Graham Mix, but I can definitely beat the rest of the people.
Yeah.
And I went to the Colin and said, you know what, Colin, I don't feel very well. You know, something's so off. You know, I don't think if I'm able to do this lift. And he was like, you know what, Ervin, we spoke privately that take 5 minutes, think about it, and then come back to me and tell me what you're deciding. I was back there like all my own and thinking that, what should I do? What should I do? And then I was, again, like you said, that no matter what, I was like, you know what, I'm at first strongest man. There's no way I'm giving up now. And in my head, I actually know that, you know what, even if I broke, even if I tore both my legs, I have to do it. Yeah. I know the end come, even probably I will tear something, but I will go and do it. You know, I can't let that, you know, beat me. Like, how can I look myself in the mirror later? Like, I went there, Colin asked me, are you going to lift it? I said, I'm going to lift it. And yeah. But yeah, this is the kind of level, this is the kind of competition that you have to give it your all, you know.
It does. I mean, I look back on my career, because I've been in that situation before where I've done certain things and probably I shouldn't have. And it's easy to look back afterwards and say, you know, maybe I should have held back on that event and pushed on the next one. But without trying, you just don't know. And, you know, it's easy to learn. I mean, as long as you do learn from mistakes, that to be honest, you'll make the same mistakes again. I can't tell you how many mistakes I've made over the years. And it is, it's that, but I honestly believe as well, that willingness to push yourself and take yourself into places like the normal person just mentally isn't prepared to go, is what makes you such a dangerous athlete and someone that's going to be able to win these big competitions. People always used to kind of criticize me for getting injured. And I was trying to explain it like this. Imagine you're like in a Formula One race and you decide to take just go 5 miles an hour slower just to be safer. That's fine. You're not going to crash, but you're going to lose. Whereas in strongman, you know, if you take the foot off the gas, yeah, you might be fine. You're going to get beat. But if you push to that limit, yes, there's a risk you're going to get hurt, but also there's a chance you can win as well. And it's hard because you're putting yourself on that kind of line where injury is kind of, you know, possible. But without going to those limits, you're never going to beat the likes of, you know, the Novikovs, the Lissis, you know, Kiriashkovsky, Shaw, those type of, you know, those great guys. If you bring off that foot off the pedal, they're just going to beat you. So you have to take that risk sometimes.
Yeah, because I remember it probably was the first competition ever I did here in Estonia. When I first started, I knew I didn't give it my all. I was like, okay, I will try this. And, you know, I felt so bad afterwards. I got maybe 5th place there. Just also international athletes were there, but still, you know. And after that, I made a decision, no more. Like during World Strongest Man, you know, if I would agree to the decision that I'm going to do the squat, I'm going to give 120%, no matter what. I know I'm going to break something, but still I'm going to do it. You know, at the end, I feel so much better if I would have done it and still fail, you know.
Yeah, you got no regrets then?
No regrets.
So tell me, what's your training looking like? I mean, I know you got rehab at the moment, and I talk to a lot of people, and sometimes I forget to ask what their training's like. So I just thought I'd pick your brain a little bit. Obviously, I know you train with Rauno. He's a great deadlifter. Has he helped with your deadlifting at all?
Yeah, of course, he's giving me a lot of advice on that part, but at the moment I'm taking things kind of slow. I'm like slowly building myself up. I'm doing like special deadlift and special squat programs to get them up. But 1 week ago I did yoke with 400 kilos. It was fine. Now I did deadlift with 360 kilos. was fine. So I'm already in my head that, oh, your legs are all fine, start doing heavy training. But no, I have to keep it down a little bit.
So you're telling me 400 kilo yokes and 360 deadlifts is light training?
Yeah, it was like, oh, I can do that. Okay, let's put more on. Those are like the test training for me. Like, can I do them at this point
Sure.
that I am? Like.
Sure. It's funny because people keep saying I should come back and do a competition. Right now, I'm squatting like 250 and deadlifting 280, 300. And it's hard to explain how good you guys at the top are. And it's, compared to the average person, I can still look strong, but I'd need to bring my level so much higher to be even competitive right now. It's amazing how strong the guys at the top are. I mean, you're injured right now. You're doing 400 kilo yokes, 360 kilo deadlifts. That's crazy.
For me, at some point in my training, I figured out like 340 kilo deadlift is like minimal. That even if I have one leg, one arm, I haven't slept for 36 hours, I have to do it. That's the weight I have to put anytime. And really? Same as with yoke, 400 kilos is I have to do it even if I'm up for 72 hours, I have to do it. Like those are the basic weights for me that I have established myself that I have to do them.
That's interesting. It's interesting getting different kind of opinions because, I talk to so many guys and everyone has different ways of doing things. And it just, you look at some guys and they do everything really scientifically with their nutrition, their training, everything's done to like a scientific point. Other guys are more like, do you remember like the Rocky films when Sylvester Stallone or Rocky's training in the Russian mountains and stuff, and it's just all raw, and it's interesting finding that combination. And at the end of the day, both systems work. It's finding what works best for you as an athlete, I think, is the most important thing.
Yeah, but honestly, I do think I train smart because I do listen to my body a lot. If I'm doing something and basically like at World's Strongest Man, if I feel something in training that it's not something is weird, then I will stop.
Okay.
But basically the only principle I follow is just listen to your body.
Sure.
If it's good and healthy, do more. If it's something's a bit off today, don't do it as much.
Yeah, that comes with experience from training as well. It's not so easy when you're a beginner to do that.
Yeah.
But as you get more experience, you just know when something doesn't feel right. If you've done, thousands and thousands of deadlifts in the gym, when something just doesn't feel as it should. So how many days a week do you train normally? Like I know you're recovering right now, but if you're training for a competition?
Now, recovering or off season or for competition, it's always like 5 to 6 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah, usually it's 1 or 2 strongman days and rest is like in the gym, shoulder presses, deadlift, squats and stuff like that, alternative exercises. But yeah, that's, even if I did bodybuilding or fitness, I trained 7 days a week. So maybe 3 or 4 days a week for me is like, I don't know, like a vacation. Like,
yeah.
Even if I'm before competition, I take like 5 days off, but still like 2-3 days before competition, I go into the gym and do some shoulders light work just to get some blood into me because I feel like I'm so far away of this weights. I need to do something just to get my body ready.
You just love training.
Yeah, I love training,
That's good. So what's the goals then? Obviously, you've already won your national title. What's the big ultimate goals for you? Do you believe you can win World's Strongest Man?
Believe. I know it.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah. I believe that you have to have like a goal in life.
Sure.
I don't like to live just, I don't know, work in some company, make money, that's it. One day if you go pass away, nobody knows what you did in life. I want to, be part of history. I want my children one day say, what, my dad was World's Strongest Man one day, and I want to leave my mark on the field. Yeah. So yeah, that's the goal I'm aiming for, and I know it's going to happen one day.
That's from what you've told me already, and what you've managed to overcome, I think you've got an amazing chance. I mean, let's put this into perspective. 2.5 years, just under 2.5 years in strongman. You've done your first World's Strongest Man. I don't know I don't know anyone that's done strongman for so short amount of time that's got to world's strongest man or been, even been on the podium at Europe's strongest man. That's impressive. It really is.
I think in Estonia nobody has been in podium for Europe, but yeah, it was
I was going to say, do you remember Anders Muramets?
Yes.
He was a great Estonian strongman.
Yeah,
I think him, yourself, and Rauno are the only real ones I can remember off the top of my head. Is there other good guys that are competing these days?
Tarmo Mitt was also in
Tarmo Mitt, yes. Tarmo Mitt was very good as well. Yeah.
But in Estonia, the athlete level is very low.
Okay.
Because we have some Grand Prix or some, how to say, like a few strongman shows and you get to the big final and stuff like that. But for example, one Estonian strongman show, it's 100 kilo log for reps. Like,
wow.
Like, yeah. And we have like maybe 5-6 strongmen that compete there. And I don't know, like last year, Citrunas wrote to me that, Ervin, do you have some people to come to Lithuania? I said, fine, I will ask. And I asked these people that, no, I can't. I have my grandmother's birthday, this and that. And
sure.
You know what? There's no ambition to go further. Like
no one taking it really serious.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So, yeah, I think in Estonia, it's kind of like a dying sport, It's not really getting as much attention as it should.
Does it have any like strongman on TV?
It only shows Strongman Champions League.
Okay. Like, yeah. Is that Eurosport or something like that?
No, we just have our own regular channel and it shows there. But we actually used to have like very, very tough and huge competitions. But I don't know, all the athletes kind of got old or I don't know what happened.
You're bringing some younger blood back into it.
Well, I hope so, but
although we were joking, you're actually 30, aren't you? I was saying you look like you look like you were the youngest guy at World's Strongest Man this year, and you got these youthful looks.
Yeah, people were actually talking there that, Ervin, you're the youngest. I said, I probably am. I don't know. All the guys are like your peers and everything. And I thought, I don't know, Maxime Baudreau from Canada. I said, Maxime, how old are you? I don't remember how we said 25 or 26 at home.
Yeah, we're all looking. Yeah, the beards don't help, I guess, but you do have a youthful looking face, so you're doing well. You and Mark Felix.
Yeah. I think it's actually said in some TV shows also, like some crime TV shows, that there's some victim on the floor and they go, I look so young, I probably from Baltic states. So
it's something in the water, yeah?
Maybe something in the water, don't know.
Brilliant. Ervin, it's been a pleasure chatting to you. I've really enjoyed getting to know you. I look forward to hopefully seeing you next year at some events. Just before we go, where can fans find you if they want to kind of get in touch and watch your progress from recovery and then your training next year? You're on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram and also on Facebook, but mostly I do all my feeds on Instagram. But I'm also thinking about starting a YouTube channel for like a road to next year's World's Strongest Man. Cool. So yeah, you can find me there.
Awesome. I'll put a link to your Instagram page in the description below, and we'll look forward to seeing your journeys to the big shows next year. Ervin, thanks again for coming on. Guys, if you've got any questions for Ervin, comment below. Let me know if you like this interview. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with more Talking Strongman soon. While you're here, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my awesome strength content.